Okay, so this is my 38-week pregnancy update, and I can't believe, I say it every time, I know, cannot believe that I'm here, 38 weeks pregnant, and everything's going alright so far. So, a little bit of a different setup today, because Matt and I have been so busy painting the rabbit run that it quickly got dark by about 4 o'clock, and then I ended up with no daylight to film, so this is the setup we've got in the lounge at the moment. So, what's been happening this week? Lots and lots of Braxton Hicks. Finished work. I'm now officially on maternity leave, and it feels really good. Although I haven't had like any official like days off type thing, because I was due the weekend off anyway. So my first official like day off starting tomorrow. So that's so weird. I'm gonna miss everyone at work so badly. It's gonna be so awful, but. You know, hopefully everything will go okay and I will be able to bring Charlie in to see them. So I'm so excited about that. So, what has been happening this week? Like I said, Braxton Hicks. My heartburn, rather than the reflux that I've been having, I'm having more like actual like burning, like you know when you get that like pain there, and again like in your throat there. So I have been having that. But other than that, I've been feeling really well, like I can move about. The one thing, and I don't know if this is totally normal for, you know, your skin stretching and everything, but like the very top of my bump, and I'll show you when I do my bump shot, my skin is so incredibly sore, and that's literally, other than that, the whole pregnancy's been going fine, but it's just literally that skin is just so, it feels like, you know when you were younger and you used to do that like Chinese burn thing on your arm, it feels like that, and it's more apparent when I am like walking about a lot, like if I'm on my feet all day at work, if I've been shopping all day, if I haven't really been sat down much resting, and I've noticed it more since he's dropped as well, but I really don't know what it is, and it's really uncomfortable. And it's like a constant, like, sore skin. I mean, I moisturise every single evening before I go to bed, so I really don't know what it is. So if anyone knows, please leave comments down below. But yeah, other than that, everything's been going really well. Like, I have the odd sort of like sciatic nerve pain, but nothing compared to what I had with Harry. So I've been really, really lucky this time round. He's moving around at the moment actually because I've just eaten dinner. But I can feel his bum, like, he's dropped a lot, and you'll probably see from when I show you in the bump photo, the bump shot in a minute, but he has dropped considerably low, and I've still got these feet in my ribs on my right side, and I still feel movement down below, but obviously I've got my placenta, which is probably about, like, the size of a dinner plate, like this big, right around my belly button, so any sort of movement that I feel, any movement that he does around there is cushioned by my placenta. But yeah, so let's think of what else. I'm pretty sure that that is it for this week. You know, I'm on maternity leave now, it feels great. I'm busy tidying the house. I've just bought a new Hoover. It's like a Bosch cordless athlete, I think it's called. It was like 250 quid, but it's cordless and you can literally take it anywhere, and it's really lightweight. So yeah, that's really good. Like I said, we were painting the rabbit run earlier, and we just got paint everywhere. It was so funny, but we're hoping that where the rabbits run around in the garden, they've like dug a hole and everything and like chewed the tree. If you've got me on Facebook, there's a picture on there, and so we've bought a run to go round, so it keeps them off the grass, because where it's been really awful weather here in England, they're just churning up. Our garden's literally going to mud, so I've bought a massive run for them, and we've just put it all together and painted it all and everything. And yeah, so I'm hoping that they will leave the grass alone for a bit, but I can stick them out in the front garden, so that's where there's more grass. But yeah, other than that, like we've had a couple of bad days, I'd say, going to school, like, oh, he just comes out with the most unbelievable rubbish ever. It would be like, oh, but I can't get changed because I'm too tired, or oh, I can't get changed because I'm too out of breath, or oh, I can't get changed because I can't remember how to. And just, you know, the general rubbish that kids come out with. It's actually quite entertaining. I just think it's really funny. But it can get a little bit frustrating at times, because in the back of my mind I'm thinking, okay, so when Charlie's born, we've got Harry here, not wanting to get changed for school, not wanting to go to school, and I've got Charlie here, potentially crying, potentially hungry, and we have 20 minutes to sort out the situation for both of them. So I'm kind of, I don't know, I think it leads back to the anxiety that I had a few weeks ago, about like not being able to cope with like two. And it actually dawned on me, it sounds really silly, because I'm now 38 weeks, but it dawned on me the other day that like soon I'm going to have to actually like go through the whole like labour process and the actual like birthing process, and then having like an actual live baby, because I don't know if you remember, but like going back in like a few of my videos, probably about 10 weeks ago, I was really anxious about like being really concerned about not having a live baby at the end of it. And although that's still like in the back of my mind, I'm not sort of as concerned. I'm feeling like it's going to be more reality now rather than just kind of like hoping. But yeah, I do really hope that everything goes alright with his labour and everything. But kind of like, you know, things in the back of my mind just sort of like start triggering off, like, you know, what happens if we get like cord compression and he runs out of oxygen, or what happens if I have to have an emergency cesarean and then he doesn't make it, and you know, all these things. It's sort of like what if type things. I think with my anxiety, that's sort of what I struggle with quite a lot, is the what ifs, and kind of like making my mind sort of go into overdrive. So yeah, I'm just going to push the camera back and I'm going to show you a bump shot, if I can do it without knocking anything off the table. Okay, so as you will be able to see, he has dropped quite a lot. So as you can see, I've also got some more stretch marks, but I'm feeling like my skin is just so unbelievably sore at the moment. So I'll just come around to the front. You'll be able to see the marks here that are just sort of getting extended. I am starting to get marks, oh dear, and it's even more apparent now that I'm looking in the camera. Oh my goodness me, look at all of that. See, I never had anything like this with Harry. But yeah, so I am literally getting... He is so low now, and he's literally all out the front, so it all scoops round forward like this. With Harry, I was looking back at some old photos, and I was sort of more rounded, whereas this time it's literally sort of like all out like that. So yeah, my skin, I will show you quickly. My skin just here, going over the top, I don't know if it's a muscle just sits here, I don't know, but this muscle is so sore. I find it like if I'm pushing the Hoover, or I'm pushing like a trolley, or I'm pushing like a Asda, like pushing a trolley and that, I find it is really sore. So I think other than that, like my pregnancy's going really smoothly. I'm really lucky in the fact that I'm not really getting like many aches or pains. This always happens whenever I've got a full bladder, especially at night. I find that I have Braxton Hicks like crazy, and as soon as I go for a wee, it just relaxes down and everything's fine. So I don't really know why that happens, but if that happens to you, please let me know, because I find it ever so strange. Also, one thing I'm going to ask my midwife on Wednesday is, I had an antenatal lady come round, and she was lovely, and she was saying like, oh, I'm going to look after you postnatally, and I said, well, you know, I really need help postnatally, because with Harry I had postnatal depression, and I got into a massive like not bonding process and stuff like that. It was really dark and really horrible. She said, yeah, that's fine, like we're going to like support you and it's going to be really great. So I'm really pleased that I've got her, so that's really nice. But yeah, she said to me, when she was a midwife, she would sweep her ladies at 40 weeks. And I said, oh my God, like I had to wait 8 days when I was overdue with Harry. They swept me at 40 plus 8 days. So she said, ask your midwife and see what it is now. It might be that you have to wait 8 days. And then it might be that you only have to wait a few more days. Overdue, like say 2 or 3. So I really don't know what the rules are now in England. So yeah, that is all for now, and I will update at 39 weeks. I don't know if I'm going to feel like he's going to come early. I really don't know. Like, he's just busy putting on weight at the moment. He's not going to get any longer. He's just going to get fatter. And I just hope everything goes all right, you know. I'm obviously going to film everything. And I've had a couple of people message me and say, are you going to be doing, like, videos after the baby's born? I was like, of course I am. Like, this is the whole journey. Like, we've gone through the TTCing journey. We've had the miscarriages. We're on to, you know, this baby. And, of course, I'm going to show you guys, like, week 1 update. And I'm going to be real with you guys as well. Like, not to, like, scare anyone, but I'm going to say it how it is. It's not all going to be like, look at all my makeup, look at all my hair. Here's my newborn baby, he sleeps 12 hours a night, because that's not really reality, and I'm a realist. I tell it how it is. So I'm going to be filming my labour. The only problem with that is when we get to hospital, I'm pretty sure they don't let you film. Now, this is going back 4 years ago, bearing in mind. If I say to them, look, I have got a lot of followers now, can we just have a few videos, whatever, they might be okay with it. We might be able to get some, like, sneaky ones in, I don't know how strict the hospital are, I really can't remember. I remember doing a hospital tour when I was pregnant with Harry, but they don't do them anymore, because apparently it's, like, too invasive or something, so yeah, they don't do that anymore. But I will try and get as much footage as I can. I'm told, Matt, that you are going to film me in labour, through the contractions. We're going to film on the way to the hospital, and then we're going to film sort of walking into the hospital, and kind of how I'm dealing with the contractions. I've only got a few photos of me in labour with Harry, and I wish I'd got videos, but I didn't, only got photos, but at least I've got them, I guess, so that was nice. Matt was allowed to take photos of me, but they're not in the room, like, all at once. Like, when I was starting to get sort of closer and closer towards sort of delivering him, the two ladies, they sat in with me and they were just chatting to Matt. But before that, like, you know, they'd only come in and they'd check on me and then they'd go out. So it's kind of a bit, you know, they sort of leave you to your own devices type thing. But you never know, like, I might be having an emergency home birth, you know, you never know. I was joking to my midwife, actually, because she said, with Harry only being like 7 hours in labour, like I was in labour with Harry for 7 hours, it's quite quick, and with your second baby apparently it's a little bit quicker, and I was like, oh my goodness. So she said, like, oh, you might even have him like at home, you might have him like literally as soon as you get into the hospital, you might have him like in the car. So I said, oh, okay, well, you know, we've got the dental floss, we've got the kitchen scissors in the bathroom, and she laughed, and I was like, no, I'm being serious. Like, I will not want to get out of my bath, because when I was in labour with Harry, I was in the bath, but then every time I needed a wee, I would get out the bath, and just like that initial, like, getting out the water where I was so warm, it was like, oh my God, like, these contractions as I'm weeing, like, they're just like so much worse. And as soon as I got back into the bath again, I was like, oh, it's so much better. So I may not even want to get out of the bath. I may have to just sort of like have him in the bath. I really don't know how I'm going to deal with the pain, to be honest. I think it's one of those things where with your first labour, you're kind of scared about it. Then you don't realise that you're actually in labour until, you know, you get to like God knows how many centimetres. But this time round, I'm kind of feeling like I'm going to flake out a bit, and I'm going to be a bit like, oh my God, like if I'm only 4 centimetres when I get to hospital, I know that it's going to be a long process of dilating. So, I mean, you know, you hear of people that dilate like 8 centimetres in an hour, but I don't think that's going to be me. But it's funny, like, I feel like I'm going to be like, what, is that it? Just like 4 centimetres? I think I'm going to need an epidural, because I am on the brink of like giving up already. Like, I already know, like, let's look at the time now, it's like 8 o'clock, like, I know I'm going to be flaking out in an hour maximum. So, but I don't know, I really don't know how I'm going to deal with the pain. So I will definitely film it for you guys so you can watch, and then I can watch it back and laugh at myself after he's born. So yeah, we are now getting up to 14 minutes now, and I better sign off now. But I will see you for week 39, and please leave comments down below of your birth experiences. especially if you had two. So let me know how long your first labour was, and then please let me know how long your second labour was. So to give me some rough idea. Obviously every labour's different, every baby's different, so but I will be really interested to know. And give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye ladies!